Over the years, across various social medias, I've discovered there are a lot of scholarship updates, scholarship opportunities, but very few discuss how to prepare to get this fully funded scholarship across various countries. In this video, we're going to be discussing how to get yourself prepared to win fully funded scholarship across the globe. If you're new here, this is Massive World Academy. This channel is all about giving you the best tips and guidelines that will enhance the potentials in you as a student and channel you to success in all areas of your academic endeavors. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. This video is a continuation of the preparation tips for fully funded scholarships that I've also prepared in the past. So please watch the video. I'll link it up here. Have you been wondering how to get yourself prepared and you're confused on how to get started? This is the best video for you. If this is what you're looking for, please stick around. I'll be right back. At this point, I would like to discuss two important strategies following our last video on how to prepare to get fully funded scholarship. I have deployed these strategies myself and they have won me fully funded scholarship in 3 top universities across the globe. I want to share these strategies with you. These strategies will help you to understand yourself better and be able to tailor that competitive application package and stand a chance of being selected for those scholarships. However, I would also like to mention that this strategy requires a moment of sober reflection. This moment of sober reflection will help you to prepare mentally, psychologically, and otherwise, because you need to give in your body, soul, and spirit to that application if you want to give in everything to get what you don't have. And at this point, what you don't have is that scholarship that you're looking for. Let's get into the first strategy. The first strategy I would like us to discuss today is an acronym I borrowed from one of my management classes, and this is what I refer to as the SWOT analysis or the SWOT method. And what does it stand for? SWOT is an acronym for strength, weakness, opportunities, and strength. If you incorporate these acronyms into your application, you'll be able to take a very competitive application. It gets you well prepared, it gets you mentally ready, physically ready, psychologically ready, and make you stand a chance of winning that scholarship. So let's talk about the first part, which is the strength. Talking about the strength, we're actually referring to areas of your stronghold, areas of your strong attributes. You need to channel this strength into your application package. You need to have a moment of deep reflection. Think about all your strengths and all your attributes. As a matter of fact, you can also write these things down. Take up a pen and paper, write out all your strengths and all your strong attributes. You don't just write them down. You can also make a list of all these in the paper and find out where in the application package are they most relevant. Your strongest attributes or your strengths can be your strong academic background, your strong research interest, your voluntary activities, leadership activities, or other engagement that you feel that makes you stand out. You need to think about where you need to impute this in your application. It makes you unique. For example, during my application, I had 2 major strengths, and what are they? I have a very strong academic background and strong research interest. At this point, I have identified my 2 strongest attributes. So at this point, what I did was that I tried as much as possible to think about them and understand where in my application do I have to showcase these strengths. In this part, I decided that since my academic records and my CVs already have all my academic records well spelled out, so I decided to channel my research experiences into my statement of purpose. If you actually look into my SOPs, I highlighted more of my research interest, and this is how I was able to think about my strengths, think about these areas where I think I've excelled, couple them together and find a place in my application package where I will have to showcase them. In this case, I have to showcase my research strength in my SOPs and my academic strength in my CVs and my transcript. Those ones are well spelled out. That's how you can do that in order to make your application to stand very firm. The second part of this acronym is the weakness. The weaknesses are areas where you're deficient. It is very important for you to understand areas of your weakness, because understanding areas of your weakness will help you to select universities that can tolerate these areas of your weakness. Your weakness can be in various forms and shapes. It can be your low CGPA, lack of research experience, lack of leadership experience, lack of work experience. Identify these weaknesses. Understand the schools that will be able to tolerate these weaknesses and tailor your applications in those areas. For example, during my application days of seeking for a fully funded PhD scholarship, I came across a university in the US that stated categorically that they needed students with strong academic background with a little caveat. And what is the caveat? The caveat is that they needed an applicant who has 1 year laboratory experience in the United States. At this point, I do not have any experience laboratory-based experience, or whatsoever in the United States. So if I tender my application to this school, obviously I'm not going to get in. So these are how to identify areas of your strength. Recently, a lot of schools in the United States are waiving their GRE or other standardized tests. Those in the past could be areas of your weakness or areas of students or applicants' weakness, but identify yours and be able to find ways to incorporate these weaknesses and lay them side by side with the schools you want to apply. Look at the schools that's going to tolerate them more. Look at the schools that is going to tolerate these weaknesses, or more to say, schools that are less stringent on those areas where you are deficient. The third part I would also like to mention here are the opportunities. You need to look out for ways to transform your strength into opportunities. This is actually an area where probably you need to look out for other salient points of your attributes and find a way to bring them to limelight in your application. For example, during the days I was also applying for a PhD scholarship, I came across some schools that actually stated that they do not need master's degree for a PhD funding. At this point, I was already doing my master's program and I was about to complete them. So what I did at this point is that I thought about how I can, package this my master's degree and save them as an opportunity in my application, even though it was not required. But I looked for ways, where I can achieve them in my application. So, however, what I did was that I mentioned in my SOP that I also had a BSc with research experience, and because of my interest in research, I went on further to go for a master's program to gain more experience. And this master's program has given me skills and techniques that has well prepared me for my PhD journey. I have transformed these strength of mine into an opportunity. Also, I also mentioned this in my SOPs, in my CVs, even during the PhD interviews. So for those areas of your strength and transform them into opportunities. Those are salient points or salient attributes in you that makes you different from every other person. So please look for that, incorporate it into your application, and you're going to stand out. The last part of this acronym is the threat. Threats are external barriers that can hinder you from being selected. At this point, you should know the threats that is facing you. The obvious threats that most applicants have, especially international students, are other top applicants across the globe. You are not the only one seeking to get this funding. There are limited application spots. The applications and the scholarships, they are very competitive. So this becomes a very, very big threat. So you should have that at the back of your mind. These threats always remind you to stay motivated. These threats will always make you to stay focused. These threats will always make you to tender a very good application package, competitive application package. It requires you diligently search for areas where you can project yourself much better and makes you stand out and different from every other person. The second strategy I would like to mention here is what I refer to as the Delphi method. These are rare techniques or methods that I've applied myself and they actually worked for me. So that's why I'm sharing this with you. If we apply that, I'm pretty sure that it's going to help you in your application or scholarship process. What is the Delphi method? The Delphi method simply means looking for experts who can give you expert opinions about your background and how well you fit into the schools you want to apply to. So what do you do in this case? These experts can be your lecturers, your teachers, your supervisors, your PIs, your professional colleagues, and people who understand your academic or professional background and can give you an expert advice on what you should do. It is expected that you should reach out to those that you know that understands your academic journey, your professional journey, and probably your future interests. So they will help to better interpret your research interests and how well you fit into the programs you're seeking to apply for. So at this point, there are ways and things you can do to communicate well to them. Also, reach out to them on time. Let them know that the schools you're applying to, the courses you're applying to, your research interests, to give you the expert opinion. There are no limited persons you can meet when it comes to that. You can meet as many as possible, and at the end of the day, you're better informed on how well you fit into those programs and the chances you stand of getting any of the scholarships. What you should do here is to write down the list of the graduate schools you are hoping to apply to with a brief description of what the program offers, course requirements, research requirements, and areas of research interest, and send these to 2 or more of the experts that you know that was going to give you the best judgment. You should send this together with your CV and a brief introduction of your research interest. Please request them to evaluate the schools and suggest for you the graduate programs that could be a good fit for you. You will use their feedback to guide your decisions. I strongly suggest you should send the email using the format that is showing right there on your screen. Lastly, I would like to mention that you don't apply these strategies in isolation. You only have the best result when you combine the SWOT analysis and the Delphi method. It can help you to tender a very competitive application and stand a chance of winning that fully funded scholarship for your graduate studies. If you have applied this method before, or if you're hoping to apply this method, or you're very enthusiastic to apply this method, please let me know in the comment section below. If you need more clarifications or more suggestions, please, I would like to have that in the comment section as well. This video is valuable for you and you have learned a lot from this video and you want me to do videos like this in the future, please do well to learn in the comment section below. I will be waiting for your comment. See you in the next video and I wish you success in your journey to securing that fully funded scholarship that you have always aspired to have.